sleepy, y'all. I've been a trip.
Well, good morning, Savannah, Georgia. Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is the Vulnerable Community, brought to you by A. Philip Randolph Institute, downtown Savannah, Georgia. We're here this morning with several guests, and we have Dr. Robert Bryan on one side, and we have Dr. Jamal Touré on the other side. We have Reverend Maynard also with us. He's our co-host, and we're being visited this morning by a young man who we will let you know. He'll introduce himself in just a minute. But we wanted to say good morning to everybody and get everybody fired up this morning because we have some upcoming elections and we want to talk about those elections. And we have Dr. Bryant who says he has a toothache, but he's chewing hard.
I ain't chewing that hard, but I tell you one thing. I thank God I have access to some hydrocodone and some beer because this thing is killing me. But good morning to you all. This happens when you procrastinate. When your doctor tell you to get a tooth pulled and you procrastinate for a month, this is what happens to you. But I'll see you all right after the show. But really what happened, yesterday Jamal Touré hit me in my mouth. I ain't want to tell nobody, but since he's not by me, I can talk about it.
Yeah, because you're from Windsor Forest.
Oh boy, here we go. Dr. Touré, introduce yourself this morning.
Well, I'm glad to be with y'all. Jamal Touré, y'all know that's what we do now. We were given an accolade on Sunday down in Darien. The son of the weeping time, even though Quasi said Jamal should be the father of weeping time with him, but the son of the weeping time, people here storing right here. And I'm trying to figure out, Robert Bryan said he got hydrocodone and also beer. So
beer, B-A-Y-E-R. Ain't no beer.
People from Liberty City. This does something engaging. I'm just saying, oh my God.
Wait a minute, what kind of beer?
Unholy alliance.
Beer.
How you spell that beer? B-E-E-R?
That's what he was saying. That's what beer. I got hydrocodone and beer. I got my beer and my hydrocodone.
Y'all see how people lie?
I feel good right now. That's why I'm chewing right now, Brother Jerome. I'm chewing right now. That beer and that hydrocodone.
I ain't crushed up fruit.
That's why our communities are vulnerable. That's why communities are vulnerable because of stuff like that. Say it again.
We got Reverend Allan Maynard over here. Say good morning to him, Reverend Maynard.
It's the Honorable Reverend Allan Maynard. Get it right.
How are you this morning, vulnerable community? We thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you again.
Yeah. We also have. Go ahead and introduce yourself, brother.
Apollo Johnson, community activist.
Yeah, well, Brother Apollo is a hard-working young man who has been with us, working with A. Philip Randolph in the community and working with several other organizations. He is very well known in the community, and we are glad to have him with us this morning. All right, we panoraming this morning from one side to the other, but first of all, let's talk about the upcoming elections and who is in the running for the upcoming elections. Mm-hmm. Brother Bryant, who do you have running, and what do you think about it?
Well,
first of all, before you do that, let's. We have the election coming up on March 12th. That's the presidential primary. Then we have general primary elections on May 21st. And then we have the general primary nonpartisan runoff on June 18th. The special elections on November 5th. And the runoffs on December 3rd. All these are in 2024 now. Nobody say I told you another year. They are in 2024. Mm-hmm. So from that, Brother Bryant, go ahead.
Yeah. I want to begin with Y'all, excuse me, this two freak is killing me. But I want to begin with, on this network we have a show called A Political Spectrum that's on Sundays. That's about voter education. So that's a big piece of it all. I think before we jump too far into who's running, is making sure that we understand how to register to vote, and then understanding, like you said, the dates and the why. The why is every vote impacts our lives in some way or fashion. I always go back to the Public Service Commission election, because people are like, what's the Public Service Commission? They regulate your Georgia Power Bill. And so you see your Georgia Power Bill continue to increase. That's because you have a board of people that we elect who make a decision on whether Georgia Power can raise their rates or not. So you can see how that small vote, or that one vote, impacts your bottom line. We have some judgeships that are coming up throughout the state, and those judgeships come up, and that impacts your lives in so many ways. So if you get a speeding ticket, or if you have a civil matter, or as we saw yesterday, you have a court of justices make a decision on whether a person can be on the ballot or not. So you got to really think about, do I want to vote or not? The answer should always be yes, because in some way, shape, or form, that particular election, especially local elections, have a direct impact on your life.
All right. Now, when we talk about the courts, what do you think? What do y'all think about the Supreme Court decision yesterday? Anybody?
Well, I knew it.
Go ahead.
Well, I wasn't surprised. Here you have, and you just spoke, Dr. Bryant, to the importance of the judiciary. So here you have a judiciary that was a third of its members was appointed by a particular individual whose case then went in front of them, and they ruled in his favor. I'm not surprised by the outcome, given the way politics is a quid pro quo in this country. Again, you just harp upon the importance of the local judiciary, because the same way the Supreme Court lays out the law of the land, the local judges decide the law of the local land. And so if you have someone who's adverse to the interests of a certain community, or who does not is not concerned about certain communities as much as others, then when members of that community approach the bench, they're treated differently or adversely. So again, our vote is our currency, and we should be out there cashing in on that and making the politicians, both judicial as well as I would say community, recognize the power of our vote. I'll turn over to someone else.
Brother Teray, your comment? Amy?
I got shifted. I know how I can move. Well, again, just like as Brother Apollo said, one of the things we're looking at a system that's already in place with regard to people still trying to hold on to power. And that again, and people will look out for the person who helped put them in those positions. That's if they have integrity. If they don't have any integrity, then they're going to do what's right. But because, again, it's a system trying to hold on to power, that's what it's about. And that we have to, and I'm saying this right now, to all the people out there who go and say it is okay to support Trump. It is all right to support Trump. And even last week on one of the shows, someone conveyed that someone else said Trump is not racist. And say, listen, look at Charlottesville, but then I say, let's go back to Central Park 5. That again. So this is a person that still associates with groups of people who are opposed to our best interests. Now, what comes down to me with regard to that decision, yes, he's allowed to stay on the ballot, but then it still comes down to us voting and understanding that we vote in our best interest. It is not in our best interest. And people are going to say the economy. Guess what? The economy did not rise based on Trump. It wasn't because of that. It was because the other things have been in place. And even now we look at some of today that is still, it is not as some people the naysayers out there saying. So again, what it comes down to, it is not about us getting crumbs off the table, a few of us, and then the masses of us starving, because that's what happened. I tell folks, black folks in particular, they're going to spit the same madness out about the economy. And I said that sometimes the ones who are saying are the ones who already got some benefits anyway. But then the masses of the people we are still the ones dealing with the injustice system. We're still with the Inequality about the economic system here. We're looking at a social system. We're looking at educational system that again are unequal and not fair. And guess what? And we got decisions being made by judges and justices who are now basically working on the oppression of us. And it's time out for that. And so I'm saying, I'm hoping that folks have enough sense to go out and vote in our best interest collectively so that way we can stem the tide of this madness because there still is to rise. He represents for them is still the continuation of Caucasian discrimination and supremacy.
Well, you've heard it, and you've heard the importance of why we should be going out to vote. There's no reason for a person not to vote. We give you all the information that we can give you. We can let you make an educated decision so that when you go to the polls, you can make the right decision. We can't vote for friendship. We can't vote for what our boss says. We have to vote for what's right. And when you go out to the polls, don't let nobody intimidate you because that's what they want to do. By the way, this morning we are doing our show this morning from Kim's Cafe, 714 MLK Boulevard. And we're enjoying the food while we're talking. Some of us enjoyed it before we talked.
And up with the Alameda great stuff. That's all it is.
I don't know why you calling my name, but thank you for the
Because Mr. Jerome forgot you, and I think about you often.
Donna Ross says that all
of it.
Publicity is good publicity.
Hey, guess what? No, Charlie Brown said all night long.
Have mercy, God.
I don't know what to say about you, boy. But we see that we have candidates registering and making sure that they're certified for this election coming up. We have so many positions that are coming up. We have judgeships, county seats, and we need to start educating folk on what's coming. We have the county commissioner seat that's coming up. Who else we got coming up?
Well, all the county commission seats.
All the county commissioner seats are open this year.
School board.
We have state representatives coming up. We
Congress, federal.
Yeah,
We just need to be out there. We got election going on. Y'all know, let's not play the game.
That's right.
Right. So every 4 years, bam, the county commission is coming up. Bam. We got the state representatives.
Every 2 years.
That's right. Right. Bam. We got that. We got Congress. We got
Every 2 years.
We got that. Then also we got the presidential election this year right here. And some of y'all gonna come out with regards to that. So that's what we got going on. You talk about the judgeships. You get also, I think, water. I think that person. Then you got the board of elections. You got that person on the board of elections. We got those people. We need to be out there. We need to be checking it out right now. And people are qualifying right now, so we don't know the whole gamut of people who are there because the qualifying just started. So, but again, we need people to understand, pay attention, listen to what brothers and sisters are talking to you, and don't get distracted. Because I tell folks, a lot of us get distracted. And I'm going to put out this. Some of y'all heard me talk about this. You got 20% of us who are fighting for you, trying to advocate for you, not trying, advocating for you, seeking the help. But then you got another 10% that's just plain evil, who ain't got your best interest at heart. Then you got y'all, the 70% sitting out there who get distracted, who they misuse, who they abuse, and who they don't want y'all to listen to us. But then they know as long as they distract you or they throw things in your way to take you off track, misinform you, to miseducate you, then they know they can maintain power. That's why I say something simple as when you have somebody like Trump and black folks who not advocate for that foolishness and that insanity and make excuses for it, I always got to assess who that person is. And that's what we don't assess, who the person is bringing us the message.
Two things real quick. Two things you said, Brother Trey, that are really important. First, qualifying, because I want people to understand what that means. Qualifying basically means you go to a party or a particular entity to sign in and pay the fee to run, to become eligible for the ballot. And so, for example, if you're a Democrat, you will qualify for the local Democratic Party. Same thing with Republicans. Nonpartisan with the entity meaning like city hall. But you said an important thing to assess candidates. That is so important. That means sitting down, looking at the information, looking at what they stand for. That is so critically important in local elections. You want to vote for people, as you said earlier, who have your best interests in mind. For example, if you know you live in a neighborhood like Liberty City that floods, why would you put an alderman back who has done nothing for flooding? We do that all the time in local elections. And Brother Jerome said something earlier, stop voting for friends and pastors and all of that. You know, it bothers me that we have folks out here that have bishop or reverend, but yet will sit there and lie in your face and do nothing for their communities. And so we got to be much smarter than that. You know, here in our local entity of Savannah, we have all the people who will sit there and manipulate people, you know, and do things that they're not supposed to do, but yet they're held to oath of office. So start thinking about who you're putting in office. And honestly, I don't care if it's your cousin, your brother, your sister, your pastor. Stop putting people in office who you know can't get the job done.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break and let them do some business on the channel. But while we doing the break, y'all just listen at all what's going on. We're going to a commercial break right now. Go ahead, my dear. All right, we're right back.
You're excited.
Yeah, but all right, we were talking about those people that are qualifying and those that have positions already. But what they don't realize is we're going to A. Philip Randolph is going to come up with a new system this year. We're coming up with a scorecard. It's nothing new, but it's new to this area. We're going to come up with a scorecard, and we're going to be telling the story coming down to the elections or who did what and what they didn't do. We're gonna let the public know what they voted for and what they didn't vote, and how they stand with supporting our neighborhoods. Our communities are hurting, and we are sitting back doing nothing about it. Time up for us sitting back doing nothing. It's time for action, and we have to be prepared to do what we have to do. Brother Maynard,
Yes, sir.
and our action, what do we have? Some of our actions, what do we have planned?
Well, first of all, you mentioned the scorecard. When we doing the scorecard is we're gonna see who said what and did what for our community. For people who look like me, for people who look like you, for black and brown people, for marginalized people. So we can say we're holding them accountable. Accountability is what we're looking for. The word is accountability. So when you say that, oh, I went along to get along, then we're gonna get you out of there because we don't need nobody that's gonna go along to get along. We're tired of that. We're tired of getting along. We're making a statement now because it's time for our community to come first and not behind the 8 ball. So that's one of the things that the scorecard is going to be doing.
Hold
Yes,
on right there, right on that point you just said. Go along to get along.
yes.
Why in the world would we put somebody in a seat to help our conditions in the city of Savannah when we are the majority and we are being treated like the minority, and they go along to get along? These are the folk that we have to get out of the seat.
And that's what the scorecard is for. That's what we're going to hold them accountable, and we're getting them out of the way. So we can get some new blood in there. We're going to get people in there who look like us, who's going to fight for us, who's going to fight for marginalized people. Now all skin folk ain't kin folk now. So we understand that. So, but we're trying to get those who are going to go with us and not with status quo. We're tired of status quo. Brother Dr. Jamal had said that earlier. We're just tired of going along, and we're putting it in place now. So the generation behind us, they'll know exactly what to look for. So we're in training with our youth, and we're bringing more youth out. So you're going to see me in the community with a bunch of youth. We're going to be doing scorecards with the youth as well. We're going to make sure that they are also registered so they can have an opinion. Because we know that a hopeless people is the voice of the people. And if you don't vote, you have no hope.
If I can add to what Maynard was talking about, you were talking about the scorecard, but I just got my thought left my head. But this is the thing. We've got to start saying what's in front of us. Far too long, and this is a nationwide issue. We want to, and I'm gonna tell people, my parents are very diplomatic, very kind people. I didn't pick that trade up. So if you trash, I'm gonna say it out loud that you're trash. And I'm gonna use an example. In so many communities, we want to, don't upset them. Shake the damn apple tree. Every apple will fall on the ground because I'm sick and tired of folk around here stealing money, putting money in their pockets, and there's folk over here hungry. Case in example, and I'm going to say this. We just had rain, and this is an example. Rain in the city of Savannah 2 days ago. Streets across the city flooded. But not too long ago, with the exception of Alicia Bernetta, this sorry, no good city council raised taxes, raised property taxes and rent, and talked about stormwater drainage. Ain't no stormwater drainage plan. So we got to start folks accountable and quit bullshitting around and call people out for the trash they are, starting with this mayor. Right? So it's time out for hurting feelings. If your feelings hurt, get out the game. Go sit on the bench.
Well, we have a young man with us that I think is very capable of, if he continue to work with us, to helping us create the scorecard and keeping the score on this thing. And my brother, I go with this panoramic view again, but
So
we're gonna put you on the spot.
everything is an opportunity cost. That means you have a choice, it's a binary choice. Either you're going to participate or you're not. There's an opportunity cost to participating. There's an opportunity cost to not participating. Dr. Bryant, you just spoke about the lack of infrastructure in neighborhoods like Liberty City. Well, as I was coming in on I-16, I'm looking at all the new infrastructure funds being built, all of this money being built in front of your eyes, but it's not going into our communities, but it's going in to make other parts of the city more hospitable to tourists. Well, the residents here deserve a quality and a standard of life as well. And we need our elected officials to invest in these communities so that everybody can partake. You know, we often hear this phrase that all boats rise together, but our boat is constantly sinking. And I'm just kind of fed up, kind of tired of looking at it. And we have a number of elections from the sheriff to the district attorney to both superior court and magistrate court judges. Everyone needs to enlighten us to their position concerning our community if they want our vote. The currency of our vote is valuable, and we demand that you give us something for this currency.
That's that's right. And this my thought came back, Brother Jerome. For everyone who's running for a legal parole, so if it's a judge or if it's a district attorney, I will not vote for anyone in those categories who cannot give a well-defined answer on what they will do to reform the criminal justice system. We have too many of our black brothers and sisters that have gone to jail for stuff that are silly. For example, you're not going to tell me it's okay for Buddy Carter and pharmacists to give out opioids, but you're going to put Pookie and Earl Ray in jail for selling cocaine. That's wrong. That's a hypocritical law. You're not going to tell me all of a sudden, oh, we found the medical benefits of marijuana, but our brothers are sitting in jail. We're going to either reform the criminal justice system or we're not going to vote for people who are not going to help us reform it. It's time out for our people to be in this new system called slavery and called in a jail institution. We got to start by, like you said, brother, holding people accountable. And if you can't give me what to find our answer, then we won't be voting for you.
I hear you. We have to look forward to doing some things that we haven't done in this community before. We have to galvanize our community. We have to bring it all together. We have to go and bring all the community leaders into one place and sit down and talk about the problems in our community. We have to present these problems and let them know that we're not taking anything less than what we need for our neighborhood. Like you say, the infrastructure is bad. We have so many senior citizens in our neighborhoods that are not able to do anything for themselves, but they're being penalized by the system because they can't do for themselves anymore. When we have so many people walking the streets, have nothing to do, but then we can't find it in our budget. We can find everything else in our budget, but we can't find enough in our budget to help these poor people that can't do for themselves. And I think that we can make something happen in that area if we put the right people in the right places. Dr. Ray.
Well, absolutely. I mean, it's always about accountability also, that we hold folks accountable. We put people in office, we elect people to office, and we don't utilize them. I tell folks that if somebody represents you, you should be able to have that cell number, you should be able to contact them. If you can't do that, then that means that, hey, they're not working for you. And that means that you're not working for yourself, because you should have a telephone number to your elected officials. You should be able to call them. You should be able to let them know, especially on the local level. You should be able to hit them up and let them know when some things are transpiring. But again, it comes down to no accountability to that. And it amazes me that the number of people who run into issues, and they run into issues and they never think about contacting right now, because we go to county elections right now. They don't think about contacting their county representative. They don't think about contacting the chairman. They don't think about contacting their county representative. They don't think about the school board representative. They don't think about it at all, or their state representative. And they just deal with the issues. And again, that comes down to voter education, understanding you elect them to office not for them to basically get handouts and graft and the mother's milk of politics from lobbyists, but they're there to represent your best interests and to help create policies. So it's about accountability. That's all it's about. It's about you holding folks accountable. It's not for you just to stand on the sideline and act like this is to tell you what to do. You tell your representatives what you want to see happen. Because guess what? Other people do that, but we don't do that.
Right. We need to be able to talk to these politicians somehow and make sure that if they can't do that ahead of time, if they're not going to be available we need to let the people know ahead of time. This is not this is not who you need, because they can't be available to you. Dr. Maynard.
Yes, sir.
What are your
Well, my
thoughts?
thoughts are, we already see our children. Let's talk about our kids for a moment. We have nothing in place for the youth that's coming up behind us. Our children are dying on the streets. Now, everybody's out here saying we're putting programs in place, but where are the programs being put in place? How does the community get to know about these programs? Who is involved in these programs? See, these are things that we need to have put in our communities, so we'll know how to move, and how, if little Johnny's having a mental health breakdown, we'll know how to deal with little Johnny by sending him to the right facility, or to the right people, or the right organizations. But if we don't know, then how can we find help for these people? The resources are here, but they're not coming to our community because we don't know. And so we have representatives that knows about community resources. So why isn't it prevalent for all the constituents in the county, in their districts? Why is it not told? These are the questions that we need to ask ourselves. These are the questions that we should hold them. That's where the flame to the fire comes. That's when we put the flame under their feet and hold them accountable for this, because the least, the lost, and the left out, those are our babies. They're dying too rapidly on the streets.
You know, we the city, in fact, the entire city is being monopolized by two major entities, Georgia Power and Comcast. And Comcast just recently, since they started streaming, have any competition. But who competes with Georgia Power? Nobody comes in to compete with Georgia Power. And we should be able to make a choice and be able to bring the price of electricity down in our city. Robert, where'd you go? Oh, we lost him.
My phone is acting up too.
Your thoughts on that, Brother Jerome?
Well, now that's what we need to begin looking at. Efforts with regards to solar, but then also it comes down to elected officials. It comes down to, again, who you elect to the Public Service Commission. That again, the policies. That's what it comes down. I tell folks, it's all simple. It's about you voting. Everyone here has said that it's about you voting. And then it's not just with regards to you thinking just with presidential election. And people have said this over and over, but we gotta say it over and over and over and over again. Your local elections are just important. And that, again, people that you put on the Public Service Commission can advocate for you on your behalf, and they can begin addressing some of it. Then the people you have at the State House, they can also begin addressing some of it also, because State House folks can also, the state representatives, state senators, they can also address some of these issues, and your governor. We don't have that going on this time. But then again, your state representatives are right there. And you got to have effective people there as your state representatives.
Right. We're going to take another quick commercial break. And then when we come back, we'll be wrapping up very shortly. But we're going to take this commercial break right now.
Hi, I'm Katie Brewington and I'm running for Magistrate Court Judge. Magistrate Court is often called the People's Court because people represent themselves or are pro se litigants. Magistrate Court handles civil claims up to $15,000, dispossessory proceedings, pre-warrant applications, and good behavior bonds. I'm a great candidate for judge because I have the experience, compassion, and drive to get the job done. I have been a probation officer, a criminal defense attorney, a solicitor, and a municipal court judge, and I will take all of that experience to get the job done. So remember, vote Katie Brewington, May 21st, from Magistrate.
Well, we're back. We had the pleasure of being joined by another major player in the city of Savannah, but he's sitting on the sideline saying like nobody gonna see him, and that's Mr. Hall. Robert Bryant got lost.
No, I got to come down there because Jamal Touré threatened me. He said if I don't hurry up and get down there, he was gonna do something. So
And he changed his clothes.
yeah.
All right, Robert. We were speaking. We before we went to the break. We were talking about the power struggle in Savannah as far as Savannah Electric and cable. And we asked Dr. Ray gave his statement on it. Now we want yours because we know that
Utilities.
that's a commission seat. So talk about it for us right quick.
Yeah, no problem. So let's go back to that Public Service Commission piece. And so Public Service Commission regulates your utilities, more so around your electric bill. So we know that many of your municipal areas have a Georgia Power situation. And then you have your rural areas are less populated areas that have EMCs, cooperatives. The problem with a number of these things, with power, electricity, it's a monopolized situation, which is not a good thing. If you have a monopoly on a particular service, you do what you want to do. Comcast used to have a monopoly on cable until we start having streaming. So what that does is you're building competition. Anything that doesn't have competition, you'll see that they will continue to rise. The problem I have with Georgia Power is you have a good old boy set up where you pat my back, I pat yours, and there's some benefits and quid pro quo built in that we don't see. So what do we have now? We have what's called Plant Vogtle. 7 years ago, Plant Vogtle was not operational, but you all were paying an additional $300 a year on your electrical bill for Plant Vogtle. And why does that matter? Well, have y'all ever paid for a car you don't drive? I would bet the answer would be no. So why would you pay for a service that you're not receiving? So Georgia Power collecting money, they continue since Daniel and I ran y'all. Georgia Power bills have increased at least a good 30 or 40% for your rate holders. So for people like my mom and dad who are seniors on fixed income, you get priced out. But then you have property taxes increase. So it's a bad situation that we're in, and we just got to put the right people in office who care about the people over the property.
Yes, sir. I tell you, all of our elected officers, we see people all day long today running in and out on the Democratic side, and we have to find who are running on the Republican side. But here's the thing. It doesn't matter whether you're Democrat or Republican, it's who's going to do it for the people.
Mm-hmm.
You have good on each side and have bad on each side. But my thing is that we put the people in there that's going to do it for our people. Whatever they're in there for, we got to do it so they can do what has to be done for the black and brown community. We don't want to see your feet, Robert. But with that being said, Brother Hall, would you like to have something to say today?
No, I'm good today.
Today, you good?
Yeah.
All right. We are going to schedule another session like this, but we're going to do it at the Revel, where we can raise funds.
You can start having those political candidates on that's upstairs qualifying now. Y'all can start interviewing.
And we're going to have a Revel session one night where we can say what we really want to say and open it up to the public and let everybody have a word to say. We're getting ready to wrap up Brother Johnson, would you like to have some final words?
Thank you. The final words I'd have again is let's all be aware of the people who are asking us for our votes. As Brother Maynard said earlier, they need to explain to us what their positions are, how they plan to work towards helping our community or bring equity to our community. Like Dr. Torrey said, we need to focus on criminal justice reform. We need to focus on equity in this community. And anybody who's asking for our votes needs to speak with us. And again, not just before the election, but after the election as well.
Brother Maynard, your last comment.
I concur with that. We have to remember that. We said this all back in November. We had to remember in November. We need to remember now. We need to remember with these scorecards who did what to our community, who did not vote for our community with us in our community, and hold them accountable. We're not putting them back in office. We're not putting other folks back in office with the same bull crap. We're tired of that. We're not going to do that anymore. We're more educated than that. We're more advanced than that. So quit being hoodwinked, people. We're bringing the facts to you. We're going to bring the facts to your community so you can see what the scorecards. See you at the election.
Brother Torrey, your final statement, sir.
My thing is just that you are your own Messiah. Don't look at somebody else being your Messiah. You are your own Messiah. And so then go out there and change this world, change it for the better. And don't sit on the sidelines. And then don't be giving me your thoughts and all other stuff like that. And then you ain't out there on the streets. I ain't got time for you to be talking. I need to walk and not occur. I don't need you running away. I don't need you hiding. So again, I need you to be your own Messiah, because other people want somebody else to be the Messiah. If I got more of y'all being Messiahs, guess what? We'll change this world today.
Brother, y'all have heard it. Y'all heard the truth this morning. Y'all heard it like it was supposed to be told to you. We are the vulnerable community right here in downtown Savannah, Georgia. And we letting it be told. We telling it like it is. There's no mistake about it. We're not bought. We're not sold. We're the real deal, coming to you live from Savannah, Georgia. This is the vulnerable community, and we thank you so much for being with us this morning. We will see you again next Tuesday morning at 10 o'clock, and we will have another live show for you that will be most interesting to our community. We thank you, and have a blessed day. Y'all be blessed until we all meet again. Goodbye now.
like that.